All right, yeah, welcome back again. Uh, this time, we want to look at missing values or missing data in R or in our data set and how to handle it. Now, you must understand that in reality, most data sets have data quality issues that need to be dealt with prior to being used for machine learning or statistical analysis. One of the most commonly encountered data quality issues is that is of missing data. And there are several reasons why data could be missing, which includes changes in data collection methods, whether data collection methods changes along the line, there must be some kind of missing value in the process. Sometimes human error, sometimes we human being make mistakes. Sometimes you want to compute while you are dosing or sleeping, you miss a particular column or cell. You enter anything inside or you enter wrong data totally. So data could be missing. Or maybe combining various data sets. If you're trying to merge, or trying to merge data set together, then there might be a problem in the metadata. So data may be missing or human bias and so many and so on and so forth. So there is several reasons why data could be missing. So what do? We need to handle the missing data. So there are several ways to do that. But first of all, let us look at a data set we want to use for missing data. We are going to use inbuilt data set called air quality. All right, air air quality. So I'm using this inbuilt data set so that you can follow the data, can follow the tutorial through, so that you know you don't need to download any data or look for a data set already inbuilt. Just use this, just share data air quality is inbuilt. Come out. Okay. So if I run this line now, it's already here, already there. So I showed you last time how to do that. So it's very simple. We can summarize it. Okay. Let's summarize it and see what is the shape of the data, how it look like. So check here. All right. Let's see. By using summary, you can see that we have okay. Before summary, let's glimpse it. Let's glimpse it and see. Uh, let's glimpse it. Air quality. So that we will know what are the variables we have there. Okay, we have 153 rows and 6 columns, right? So we have ozone, we have solar total, we have wind, we have temperature, we have month and day. So these are the things we have. And when you see that we have Na here, these are missing values, right? Especially in two variables, ozone and solar are. So these are the two places that majorly we have. So we can go back and check our summary again. Okay, summary. Let's look at summary again. We have under ozone, we have Na. I mean Na 37. You can see here 37 missing value under ozone. Under solar R, we have 7 missing value. All right. So I think the rest there is no more missing value such. So only in that two columns. So we can handle that. So now that is our. So we can now put that to check. The first thing to check if there is missing value. That's the first to check because it's very easy to do when you summarize. Okay, using summary function, you can actually fill your missing value here. Okay, and that can show which column that is missing. But sometimes your layer maybe it may not be. I want to use that. You may want to use other method. For example, maybe you want to say sum is n equality. Well, you're asking a question. Is there any missing value in your data using this NA function? This NA means that not available. That means NA, not available, means missing value. So if I run this line of code now, you see total sum of missing value I have here 44. I have 37 here and 7 here, 44. All right. So that is or you can also share is NA but to look at the logical values, maybe true or false. If I run this now, for example, I will see anyway, you can see false, false, but I see some true. True here, it's missing value there, true here, missing value there. It's asking a question, true here. So whenever you say true, I mean that's missing value, but I don't like this method because I'll just be scrolling. I just want to see my data in a snapshot. All right, so you can also find missing value through column wise. All right, say maybe you see column wise is NA air quality, the data set to pass here. You just run this line. You can see for each, okay, instead of using summary, you can see for each zone you have 37, solar 7, and others none. So you can also visualize it maybe in a what they call it now, in a simple chart, okay, using this library fixdat. So I've already saw, you can just run the library, then you can pass your data set here, right, using v's miss function. So you can see in a plot. So this is the plot here now. So let me zoom out. You can see what it's saying here. We have missing value here for zone 24%, solar 5%, right? Missing value. These are our observations, right? So you can see here where you see dark spot means missing value is there. Total missing value is 4.8%. All right, so this one no missing value in these areas. So that is how to check. So that is graphical function method. All right, so now that we have discovered that we have missing values, so I think we should be able to go and undo it. But the first thing we want to do is to remove missing value using delete method. Okay, this only na.omit. So we create a new variable called data, right? We want to pass in our new data to it. So now we know that we have missing values, right? 34 from 2 columns. So, but we can remove the missing values. And this option is only good if you have enough observations. Don't try this method if your observation is not enough. All right, maybe you want to you have a total of maybe 500 observations, and maybe 400, 300, 350, 400 is enough for you. You can do that. You can omit. You can just do omit method. This will be nice because you still have enough left to do your analysis. But if you don't have enough observation, don't try this method, okay? Because you'll not be able to account for the many data. It will not be sufficient to analyze your data appropriately. All right, so if you run this line of code now, to remove the missing data, it will remove row by row actually. So row by row, every missing data, so it automatically it will reduce the observation. So don't forget we have a total of when we glimpse, or we can just dim. Let's say we dim dimension, for example, dim air quality, for example. All right, so the dimension of our data row by column, one to 3 rows and 6 columns. That is a dimension. Then we can do that later when we finish, so that we know what to have left. Okay, so let's run this line of code now. We are creating a new data set, a new variable now called data. We are now assigning our new data set to it. So because we want to remove the missing value, so let's run this line. Now we have done that. As remove NA out of it. So let's dim again. Let's change this into data now. All right, so that you can see what we have left here, our data. So I just run this line. We have 111. So if you remove 111 from before, we have what do you have before? We have 153. 153 minus 111. So we have 42 rows has been removed. So 42 rows has is gone now. So this is also much depend on the looking at the number of the observation we have here. This 42 is much. It's much. So we can do something about missing data. So instead of just removing that number of observations. All right. So another thing I can do to it is to delete rows with missing value in specific variables. Maybe for each variables, maybe for example, I may want to delete maybe in the particular column, this line. I want to delete the particular here. I want to delete here. Okay. So I may want to drop it. I may want to drop a variable or column. I want to drop it. Maybe the column contain too many missing value. For example, this solar, okay, or maybe this ozone 37. So I may say, okay, because the value is too much and the variable is not that important. That is what is important. You need to look at the importance of the variable. The variable is not too important. You can drop it. Some variables, they are not that important in your data set. So you may drop those ones, but it's not advisable to drop a variable just because of missing value. All right. So, but if you have a lot of variables and especially if you want to perform machine learning and the model are not there, you can just drop the variable. So this is the method. You can just say, okay, let's say clean specific. Let's create a variable for this now. Use a new variable to assign it to the variable now. We have air quality. It's our formula. Then you pass say complete dot cases. pass equality here, dollar solar. So I'm going to access it by using my listing solar R, solar R. Okay. So I want to drop this. All right. I want to drop this. These two. I want to drop this. So that is what it means. So it will be dropped. It's value there. So if I run this line of code now, I can now check this. Right. If I glimpse this, let me glimpse this now. Again, what's the name? Let me just copy this. Copy. Glimpse. So all the rows that have missing value there has been dropped. So it's not the column that actually we are dropping. Okay, we are dropping the rows. All right. 111. We still have 111 left here. Row 111 left. Right. So all missing value is gone. But we are doing it by rows, deleting rows with missing value specifically. So using specifically. So not just like before, we just do all. Before we did all here, all the rows of missing value. Okay. But here we are dropping by selecting the particular column, because some you may leave some, you may not want to tamper with it. So not this handle all at the same time, all the columns. But here we are looking at a specific columns now. That's why we just enter the columns we want and leave the rest. All right. So that is that. So you can also input with specific values. Be in the places where you have some missing value, you want to input using value. Maybe you want to put 0 for them. Anywhere you have missing value, you want to put 10, 20, 999, whatever. You can do that. Let's say we want to assign our new data. We have a new data called. Okay, let's assign our clean data to. We have let me see. Okay, let's use air quality here, right, and assign it to new clean data. Let's say the data is clean, right? Just on this line. So now this now data now we are assigning our equity to this. Of course, it has missing value inside, right? So now we want to do what we want to. Anywhere there's any, just pass 0 into it. That's what it means. Pass 0. So you pass it, or you can say 999. Okay. Anything you want to pass, anybody you want to pass can pass it to anywhere you have the same data. All right. You can do it column wise or row wise. You can do it variable wise also. So, but if you run this line of code now, for example, all right, we see the 10 in our data set here. Okay, this clean data. So if you run this one, you have, so if you check clean data, this one now, you can see that we have all the NA pass, right? So okay, let's look at the clean data now. Let's glimpse clean data. So we can see we having 0, 0, 0, 0, where we have NA before. You can see that. So that is what it does for us. So we still have our data set 153 row complete, but just to replace those where there is missing data with 0. That's all. I think that may be good for some reasons, okay? Or you can just replace with some, but it's not advisable as well. Okay, it's not the best way to handle missing values. Okay, if your data requires that, you can do that, because sometimes, just for example now, you 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 want to do you have a, a list of employee in the company who you want to rate, okay, based on the number of years of experience. You want them to be rated, all right, and those who will be rated, those people that will be rated must have spent at least 5 years in the company before they are rated. So those who are not spent up to 5 years, have not spent up to 5 years, will not be rated. So automatically in their rating, there will be NA there, okay, because they have not yet up to that number of years, okay, 5 years for rating. So in their column of rating, you to have NA, automatically NA, because or you are it will be left empty. That's what it means. So in that case, 0 can be good enough for that. It's okay. So so you need to think technically. For that, you can pass in 0 to replace those kind of situations, but not when you need real data. Okay, you don't use zero. All right. So that is good for that. So another way is to handle the equation using mean or median imputation. You can just because for continuous features, the most commonly used approach for dealing with missing values is the mean or median imputation approach. As the name suggests, the approach involves the use of mean or median of the observed values as a substitute for the missing values. So this is to retain the shape of the data. This is very good. Okay, but you can just first create a mean value first. So you just create a variable called, we call it mean. So okay, say mean ozone. So you want to, because ozone has a lot of emissing values at 37. So we want to do, okay, ozone Na equal to true. So we are creating mean of ozone. Okay, so that's what we do now. All right, we say Na equal to true. So it considers that. Then when we run that, we now say input. So our new data is the input mean data. That we are creating a new variable now. So our new data. All right. We say if S is Na ozone, comma, we passing this value here, ozone. So we are saying that where there is missing value in ozone, replace it with the mean of that particular column. So that's what you are doing here in ozone. So it will replace anywhere there is a missing value, it will replace it with mean. The same thing with median, just change it to median here. That's all. Then put a, can say maybe create a variable called median value. Then say median function here. All right. Then when you come here, you can just say if SNA zone passing your median value, pass it here. That's all. The same thing with a solar R. Okay. So that is how to do that. But the best way is to use a misranger. That's the best way. Misranger is, so that's automatic, right? Misranger use what they call fast imputation of missing value by chain random forest. Use machine learning techniques to do the imputation for us automatically. So just load this particular library called misranger. All right, load it. Then let's say we want to do that automatically. We create a new variable called new data. It's our new data now, for example. All right. Don't forget we have a, let's go back and check our data again. Let's glimpse again our data. Here quality. So that we remember that we still have a missing value. Okay, so you can see missing value here, missing value here, missing value here. All right. So I didn't tamper with that. So let's say we have a this, the function is called misranger. That's the function. Okay, we pass in our air quality here that has missing values. So we say formula equals to dot. We put the formula this here symbol here dot comma. Then we say set cd equals to this set cd. We're supposed to have what they call reproducibility. So if I run this line, this particular code on my computer, for example, I send you the code. If you run your computer, you have the same result I have, because it end up generating some random numbers. All right. So that the random number will be the same. Whatever I generate on my machine will be the same with yours. So that is why we set seed here. So now we can run this line of code now. For example, we run this. And you see, that's done and has finished the iterations. So he has done the work for me. I don't need to stress myself. So this is my new data now, right? So let's say, okay, let's find out. Let's say glimpse. Let's glimpse first. Glimpse. Now new data. New data. Right. No more missing values. Okay. That's been done. You can fill the first six line. Okay. First six line. You can see. So no more missing data. So that is this automatic. Okay. This is automatic for you. So if you use a random chain random forest method to do this. So this is one of the best way to handle that. Okay. So that is that for missing data. I think you have it's good, we're good to go now. And anytime you want to do that, just go ahead and do it perfectly well. And you can save this new data and save it in on your machine. Okay. How do you do that? Just say write.csv. Okay. Write.csv. Right. Okay. Your new data name, just put it a new data. New data, then comma. Your file name, let's say file name, the name you want to name it equals to put double quote. I call it maybe new, let's call it new dash new underscore air quality quality, just CSV. See, that's all. So just click on run, and to save it to your local, your directory, your working directory. So you can open in the Excel and continue working with it. So let's assume that that's your normal data, for example. Now, after you have finished handling the missing data, then you can just save it, new data again, then and open it in Excel and continue with your work. That is how you handle that. So thank you so much for listening. I will see you again in the next class.